In the year 2847, the galaxy hummed with a quiet cadence of enduring peace. For 2 millennia, humanity and the Galactic Empire had coexisted under the Treaty of Elysium, forged in the ashes of the ancient Void Wars. The Empire, a sprawling conglomerate of alien species dominated by the crystalline-skinned Zorathians, controlled vast swaths of stars, their fleets like shimmering leviathans patrolling the cosmic lanes. Humanity, confined mostly to the Sol sector and a handful of colonial outposts, had thrived in isolation, focusing on technological marvels and cultural renaissance. No shots fired, no borders breached, only trade caravans and diplomatic envoys bridging the void. Captain Alara Voss, a seasoned human ambassador aboard the interstellar liner Aurora Dawn, often reflected on this fragile harmony. At 42, with silver streaks in her dark hair and eyes sharpened by years of negotiation, she represented the United Earth Alliance, UEA, in the Empire's core worlds. Her latest mission was routine, escorting a group of 50 human children on a cultural exchange to Zorth Prime. These kids, aged 8 to 12, were prodigies, young artists, scientists, and linguists selected to symbolize a future of interstellar friendship. "They're our bridge to tomorrow," Alara had told her superiors back on Earth. Little did she know that tomorrow would bring only ruin. The Aurora Dawn docked at Zorth Prime's orbital station under a canopy of aurora lights, the planet's rings casting ethereal glows. The children buzzed with excitement, their laughter echoing through the corridors as they donned zero-grav suits for the descent. Alara watched them from a bridge, her heart swelling with pride. Among them was her niece, little Mia, a 10-year-old with curly red hair and an insatiable curiosity for alien flora. "And Alara, will the Zorathians let me touch their crystal trees?" Mia had asked, eyes wide. The shuttle ride planetside was uneventful, gliding through the atmosphere to land at the Imperial Academy, a sprawling complex of towering spires that pulsed with bioluminescent energy. Imperial Chancellor Krozel, a towering Zorathian with facets that refracted light into rainbows, greeted them personally. "Welcome, young ones of Earth," he intoned, his voice a melodic chime. "May this exchange deepen our eternal bond." The first day passed in wonder. The children explored holographic museums, learned Zorathian songs, and even participated in a mock diplomatic simulation. Alara relaxed, sipping Zorathian nectar in the gardens, believing the peace unbreakable. But beneath the surface, tension simmered. Whispers among the Empire's ranks spoke of resource shortages, human colonies encroaching on vital mining asteroids, though no formal complaints had been lodged. Radical factions within the Empire viewed humans as opportunistic pests, their rapid breeding a threat to galactic equilibrium. That night, as the children slept in their guest quarters, disaster struck. Alara awoke to alarms blaring, the ground shaking from orbital bombardments. Rushing to the window, she saw Imperial dreadnoughts firing plasma lances. Not invaders, but at the Academy itself. "What in the stars?" she gasped, grabbing her communicator. Reports flooded in. A rogue Zorathian faction, the Purity Enclave, had seized control of a fleet segment, claiming the children were spies planting subversive tech. It was a lie, a pretext for xenophobic purge. The attack was swift and merciless. Laser grids sliced the dormitories, vaporizing beds and bodies alike. Mia's scream pierced the chaos as Alara burst into the room, finding her niece clutching a shattered arm amid rubble. "Annie, it hurts." Mia whimpered. Alara scooped her up, dodging debris, but the Enclave's ground troops stormed in, armored Zorathians with glowing visors, firing indiscriminately. Children fell like autumn leaves. Young Tomas, the aspiring engineer, disintegrated mid-plea. Lila, the poet, silenced forever. Of the 50, only 12 survived, huddled in the bunker as Alara barricaded the door. By dawn, the Purity Enclave broadcast their manifesto galaxy-wide. "The human infestation ends here. Their spawn are the seeds of our downfall." Chancellor Krozel denounced the act, but it was too late. The Empire's Central Command hesitated, fearing civil war. They cracked down harshly. The survivors, including a wounded Mia, were evacuated back to the Aurora Dawn, but the damage was done. Hollow feeds across human space looped the horrors. Charred remains, bloodied toys floating in zero-grav. Back on Earth, the UA Senate chambers erupted in fury. President Lien Chun, a stoic veteran of border skirmishes, addressed the assembly. For 2,000 years, we have held our fire, honored the treaty, but they have slaughtered our innocents, our children. This is not war, this is genocide. The vote was unanimous. Peace shattered, war declared. Humanity, long dormant in military might, awakened like a slumbering giant. Shipyards on Mars and Titan roared to life, churning out dreadnoughts equipped with quantum shields and antimatter torpedoes. Volunteers flooded recruitment centers. Even pacifists donned uniforms, driven by visceral rage. Ilera, now promoted to Admiral Voss, led the charge. Mia, her arm replaced by a cybernetic prosthetic, became a symbol of resilience, her image plastered on propaganda holos. For the children, fight. The first strike targeted the Enclave's stronghold on Zorth Prime's moon, Selene. Human fleets, sleek and agile compared to the Empire's bulky behemoths, warped and under cloak. Ilera's flagship, the Vengeance, unleashed a barrage that cracked the moon's crust, sending Enclave bases tumbling into craters. But war is no clean retribution. The Empire, fractured but vast, rallied under Chancellor Crozel, who labeled humanity the aggressors. They invade our sovereign space, he proclaimed, mobilizing allied species, the insectoid vexury swarms and the gaseous nebulans. Battles raged across sectors. The siege of Alpha Centauri, where human defenders held off as a Rathian armada with suicidal drone swarms. The Nebula Skirmish, a fog-shrouded ambush that claimed thousands. Ilera's resolve hardened with each loss. In the Battle of Elysium Rift, the very site of the original treaty, she faced off against Commander Thaler, the Enclave's leader. His vessel, the Crystal Fury, loomed like a jagged iceberg. "Surrender, human," Thaler broadcasted. "Your kind are but fleeting sparks." Ilera's response was a volley of railguns, piercing the Fury's hull. Boarding parties stormed aboard, Ilera leading with plasma, rifle in hand. Corridors echoed with clashes, human marines versus Arathian guardians, crystals shattering under kinetic rounds. In the command core, Ilera confronted Thaler, his facets cracked and dimming. "Why the children?" she demanded, voice breaking for the first time. Thaler chuckled, a grating sound. "To provoke you, to end the stagnation of peace. The Empire grows weak in complacency. War reforges us." Ilera's shot ended him, but his words lingered like poison. As months turned to years, the war ground on. Humanity pushed deep into Empire territory, liberating oppressed species and forging unlikely alliances. The Vexury defected after human aid in a famine, their hives bolstering ground assaults. Yet the cost mounted. Entire colonies glassed, fleets reduced to debris fields. Mia, now a teen training as a pilot, flew her first mission over Zorth Prime, dropping payloads on the Academy ruins. "For my friends," she whispered, tears mixing with sweat. The turning point came at the core siege. Human forces, augmented by rebels or Rathians weary of endless conflict, encircled the Empire's heart world. Chancellor Crozel sued for peace, but Ilera, aboard the Vengeance, hesitated. "They killed our future," she told her crew. "Can we forgive?" President Chen's orders arrived, but on our terms. The assault breached the palace. Crozel captured alive. In the armistice talks, Ilera faced the Chancellor across a table scarred by laser burns. "Your Enclave's madness cost us everything," she said. Crozel bowed his head. "And your vengeance has cost the galaxy its soul." The new treaty was harsh. Empire dismantled into autonomous zones, reparations in tech and resources, and memorial for the slain children, an orbiting station where their names glowed eternally. Humanity emerged victorious, but scarred. Ilera retired to Earth, watching me a graduate as a diplomat, vowing to rebuild peace. Yet in quiet nights, she wondered if the cycle would repeat. The galaxy, once serene, now bore the wounds of broken odes. 2,000 years of harmony, shattered by blood and reforged in fire,